Hey, good morning, all my Shlog fans. It is a Saturday morning, so we don't have to get to the shop quite so early. So the puppers and I are out for a little bit longer walk to get her some exercise, me some exercise, and I just like being outside. I absolutely love being outside no matter what I'm doing. I especially love being on a dirt bike outside, but man, just being out is the best. And guys, I just want to say thank you for all the questions and comments you guys have been making. It's really awesome. Please comment anything that you think I can do better. Any questions, mechanical questions, anything really. Just would love to keep interacting with you guys. It just means a lot that you guys are actually paying attention to all this stuff. So it's awesome. Today we are going to go into that Electron Carburetor, and I will show you guys what that's all about and how they work and what's different about them and a normal carburetor and kind of why they actually work the way they do. So that'll be interesting. And then not sure what else, not sure what's next. So I'm sure it'll be good. But look, puppers. Hey, Leia. Leia. Oh, you're a good dog. She loves being outside too. We're actually up in the area where she got lost. So I have a new GPS collar on her, and it's pretty cool. So I can keep track of her this time. Hopefully she doesn't run away again. I think she learned her lesson. But yeah, just gonna do about an hour's worth of walking and then get to work. So we'll see you guys when we get to the shop. All right, we made it to the shop after a wonderful hike in the foggy weather right now. It is all about winter. Anyway, yesterday I said we would talk about the Electron Carburetor, right? I've got it all cleaned up in the ultrasonic, and I've got it all apart here. And I figured, instead of just showing you that, let's look at it versus the Mikuni. And honestly, the Mikuni is an awful lot like the Kian that would replace that. So let's talk about Electrons versus normal carburetors. Electron over here, Mikuni TMX over here. Let's talk about the similarities. Both of them have float bowls that hold fuel while they're sitting on the bike, and that's where the fuel is to be then drawn up into the Venturi. They both have that, right? Let me get the slide out of here so we can take a look at that. Both have a Venturi, which is where the air comes in this side and draws fuel up out of the float bowl area. Same as on the Electron, works the same way. Now we're going to start noticing some differences. The Electron has this tube. That is called a power jet. At least that's what I call it, is a power jet. Now that draws fuel from the float bowl also, but as this sits on here like that, there's a hose that comes from here up to there, and as the velocity of the air increases, it comes across this little straw and it pulls extra gas up, out, and down in. And you have a little adjuster up here. You can meter the flow. That is one of the biggest differences, and honestly, in my opinion, that is one of the main reasons that you don't have to make big adjustments or change jets in these things when you go up in elevation. I'll discuss that here in just a bit, but that power jet is a big difference. Over here, you'll notice there is no power jet. You are relying solely on the air coming in here and drawing up off of that tube, which is off of the main jet, right there, pulling gas up in and going into the motor. Now this main jet is how you control that. You put smaller ones in for leaner, bigger ones in for richer, and you change it with elevation and all that. So the slide on the Mikuni is different. One huge difference that I like more about the Mikuni is that it's like chrome plated or Nicosil or whatever that is, so it's super duper strong. Also, it's a little bit funky shaped. We've got the air cutaway here, needle coming down here. If you look at that needle, it's fatter at the top and narrower at the bottom. And as it comes out of the emulsion tube, it makes a bigger hole for gas to come out. So therefore letting more gas come as you twist the throttle open. The Electron slide, first of all, completely different shape. It's also just a zinc slide, and it gets worn. You can see this one's got some wear down here. I don't love that. Also, huge difference. That needle is actually called a metering rod. And you can see it's got a flat surface. If I turn it this way, you can see it gets fatter at the top and thinner at the bottom, but if you look at it this way, it's the exact same all the way down. It almost looks fatter at the bottom. It's not. It's kind of an optical illusion, but that is a big, big difference between these carburetors. Again, we'll go a little bit more into that in a second. Choke on the Electron, it's just this blunt rubber piece that goes down in to choke it. This is the choke circuit on the Electron. Over here, choke circuit is right here, the air that comes in, and then the choke itself, I don't have it out, but it's got a much more positive closure. I like that better. Okay. Now let's look at the bottom of these things. So you look in here, you got a main jet and you got a pilot jet. Pilot jet is further up in the carburetor, main jet's further down, and then you control the pilot circuit with this screw right there. That's called an air screw on a two-stroke. And so you can meter the air coming in, drawing off that pilot circuit. On the Electron, when you look at the bottom of it, there's nothing in there. There's just this hole where the metering rod goes. This is the needle and seat. Another big difference is this needle doesn't come out of this seat. You got to take the whole needle and seat out to replace it. You can't just replace the needle, whereas on normal carburetors, you take this float out, needle comes out, put a new needle in it. You can also put a new seat in this carburetor specifically. You can't in a bunch of like the Kians. But so yeah, this has just got one hole. That's it. So it's kind of funky. You don't have the pilot circuit, the main circuit, and all that. You just have this one circuit. This is for the choke, just so you guys know. Other thing about Electrons, the choke is over here on this side. I mean, it's out right now over here, but it's over here on this side. Putting it on the right-hand side of the carburetor, which is kind of hard to get to, whereas on the normal carburetor, it's over here on the left, which is super easy to get to. This right here, if you ever take Electron apart, that's just a baffle that sits down in the bowl where this main tube goes into to help keep the gas still so that it is more consistent, doesn't splash around when you're hitting bumps and things like that. So those are the big differences. I mean, they look the same from the outside, and even kind of at a glance they look the same, but they're way, way, way different. Again, I think, I'm not an engineer, I don't know everything, but the biggest reason that you can get away with not jetting your Electron and not changing things as you go up in elevation is that this power jet circuit is completely dependent on velocity of air coming across. And when you're at higher elevations, there's less molecules of air coming across this tube, so they pull less. Therefore, less gas comes up, less gas goes in, it's leaner. You go down in elevation, more air molecules are coming across this, pulling more gas, making it richer, making it work better. The metering rod is an old school technology. Actually, it's kind of the same as in like the old Dominator carburetors that were on NASCARs before they went fuel injected, and some other old car carburetors. The Electron Carburetor, as it sits right here, this one, basically the same as the ones they developed in the 70s for two-stroke road racing. They do work, right? And if you tune them and you get them dialed in, they work really good. I used to be a fan, but they've changed them a bunch, and they've made them all this HV and all the. Anyway, I don't think they work as good, and I know I can make a Mikuni or a Kian run better and more crisp and more snappy than Electron. 100%. I know it. I've tested it against a buddy's bike. with my bike with the Mikuni, his bike with the Electron, both tuned and running well. And both of us rode both bikes, and it was no doubt that we both liked mine better. So I think I'm going to put a different carburetor back on my YZ. I might actually try this Mikuni, just because why not? I mean, I have it. I don't have the key in anymore that was on it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I might buy another key in from JD. We'll see. I just don't know if I really want to spend any money. And the other thing is I might just try tuning the Electron even more. I don't know. It works pretty good. It's just not great. So there you go. Hope that's informative. Please, if you have any other questions, comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions I can answer. If not, I will do the research. I will get a hold of Electron. The owner is a great guy and easy to talk to. So they're a great company. I like other carburetors better. Now, I have never run a smart carb. I know you guys are going to ask about that. I've never run one. I know guys who have. They're really, really happy with them. I just don't think there's any reason to spend the money. When the Mikuni first hit the KTMs, I was really bummed on it. That's why I even tried Electron. That's before JD had come up with the right needle and all these other things, and I hadn't really played with it enough. Now I'm really happy with everything about the Mikuni, so I'm not going to go down the Electron or smart carb path again until something else changes. All right, time to get to work. Parts for the Electron. There we go. I got 2 needle valves and a new choke, so I think we're going to be good to go. Let's build this thing back up. Put that back up. There we go. All right. Feel pretty good about that. Going to go ahead and put her on there. I think I'm going to lean this needle out just a little bit because why not? I can always change it. So when you're adjusting the Electron, you want to make sure you have the right tool. It's flat. I don't know if you can see that, but it's flat on one side. So it goes on the metering rod really easily. Then what you do is you, without pushing on the needle at all, you just turn it. If you come lefty-loosey, it leans it out. If you go righty-tighty, it richens it up. And you go quarter turns at a time. I'm going to do a half a turn. I feel like that. And then once you do that, then you got to spin it so it's facing the right direction. So there's a little plastic thing in here that indexes it 1/4 turn every time. So you can push it in, turn it, half a turn. Boom. There we go. It's facing the right way. All right, let's start it up. See how she do. I like it. I think that's good. I'm going to button her up, put the air filter in it. Seems a little bit lean right now, but it's cold and it doesn't have an air filter in it. So I think we get that taken care of. It should be awesome and ready to rock and roll. Oh, good day at the shop. Sorry guys, I didn't film a ton. Pretty slow, and had a bunch of friends swing by and say hey. And anyway, I'm on my way home. Puppers and I. Going home, gonna watch Supercross tonight at Glendale, hoping for a Ken Roxon win. I like that guy a lot. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Please get out, spread the gospel of 2 wheels, and most importantly, I really, really, really hope you find some time to ride your dirt bikes!